How are we, guys? Welcome back to episode number 28 of the Cowboys TV podcast. Hope everybody is doing well. This is probably the last podcast of the year, unless something crazy happens, unless there's some major developing story where it's absolutely worth doing a podcast. This is probably the last podcast of the year. But as always, joined by Callan. Hello, Callan. How are you?
Yeah, good, Nick. How you going yourself, mate?
Mate, I'm good. I'm kind of relieved that the season's over for us. I mean, the amount of money that we've both spent on traveling to games and stuff. I don't want to know the exact cost of mine. I'll tell you that much. But I'm glad it's over. We can look forward to 2026. There'll be a lot of changes happening. Should be good.
Yeah, well, the same. I would have spent a pretty penny this year on football. Yeah, I'm pretty bit exhausted from the travel. So
yeah, well, for me, it's a bit weird because not playing in September is just bizarre. Like our last game of the year was August. Like bloody terrible, to be honest. Very sad. Very sad. Yeah, you're right. All good. You guys are new around here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that, guys. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hope everyone is doing well. G'day to Lismore Garbo. G'day to Jason Reader in the live chat. G'day to everyone else that is watching. Hope you are all doing fantastic. Thursday afternoon or evening now, 5:15 p.m. Apologies about the delay. Me and Callum were just rambling on in the green room for a bit. Sort of got carried away with the time, but what do you do? But yeah, we might as well talk about the game on the weekend. Not that we want to refer, a loss to our arch rivals, but we might as well discuss it. So the Cowboys lose to the Broncos, 38 points to 30, in what was a very bizarre game. I'd like to thank everybody that tuned into the live stream. It was a lot of fun. I did lose my shit, though, towards the end, where the Jeremiah Nanai no try, where I picked up my portable charger, slammed it on the table, and launched it across the damn room. That pissed me off. The whole Jeremiah Nanai no try. But, Callan, what'd you make of the game? Obviously, you were there live in person. What'd you make of this game on the weekend?
Yeah, I've watched the replay.
Yeah.
100 times. Being the last game of the year, I never normally, do my homework that thoroughly. I thought I think it was a knock on. Yeah, because he does touch it when the ball touches
Stags.
But because like I say to you, I don't like whinging about referee decisions because you can't change them. But what was probably costly was the forward passes from them. But like I say, I don't like. I rather concentrate on what we be looking at next year. Is the missed tackles.
Oh,
that led whether they were forward passes or not. Because if they're not a forward pass, they're going to be a try, and we missed the tackle.
It's hard to I'm with you, and I don't like bagging the referees, but this game, it was so hard to not bag them. Like there were so many things. You had the forward pass to Billy Walters, the one from Shibasaki. That was diabolical, to be honest. That was so bad. I don't know how they missed it. There was one that Reece Walsh threw. That was clearly Ford. And then on the Jeremiah Nanai no try, whether he knocked it on or not into Katoni Staggs is anyone's guess, really. But the thing that shits me about that is he was tackled by Staggs tackled him without the ball. So if you're not gonna award the try, at least give us the penalty or penalty try. Like I thought Staggs clearly took him out. I thought it was a tough call, but yeah, again, error, dumb stuff. Probably what cost us in the end. Errors, some of the missed tackles, like you were saying, Callan, and just the ability to slide across and get to the guy. Like, fuck.
Well, I've rewound it every try. I watched the mini.
Yeah.
And because there's a little bit of evidence missing, so I watched the full version.
Right.
And the amount of like tackles that Bateman missed that either was a direct try or he missed a tackle and it led to a try. Because me mate, I'm sitting with at Queensland Country, Banks giving him such a hard time, and that try that we scored, he will off him. You know, he goes when he does his traditional fucking which way.
Yeah.
And I go to me mate, I go, look, that's off Bateman, that. Then I went home and watched the replay because I'm thinking to myself, I think this bloke's being a bit harsh on Bateman.
Yeah.
And, mate, like he did some good stuff. But, yeah, you watch it closely.
Yeah.
And because what I was doing, I was pausing it. You know, I was rewinding it. Then I was pausing it. Like, what's going on here? Like, and the numbering up was two, but then again you'd have Bateman, he'd be on the other side of the field.
Yeah, I think with Bateman, his job this year has just been about making tackles on the edge, and obviously on the weekend it just wasn't the game that he would have liked. I think that was probably one of his worst games, to be honest.
Well, unfortunately, the tackles he missed were very key. You know, they led to tries. You know, nearly every single one of them.
I think it was Shibasaki. I think because I think he got 2 tries on that edge. I think one of them were John Bateman's fault, from memory.
Yeah, well, I think
there's a couple of them though.
I think it was like they were short on numbers.
Yeah.
Because, like Walsh beat Dearden a couple of times.
Yeah.
Labert come in and he missed him. Then Dearden missed him.
Yeah.
And then the center, the Broncos center, well, he's all open pretty much.
Yeah, Shibasaki, yeah.
At this stage.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like Bateman, because like I said, I watched it that many times. Bateman's like, he just made a tackle.
Yeah. No,
but he's
right.
on the other side of the field. I'm like,
yeah, it was tough. I'm going to ask you as well, because I actually I got really pissed off with this during the game. It was early on. The Braden Burns sin bin, where he put the pressure on Walsh. I thought that was a really tough call.
Yeah, well, I don't know the letter of the law on, but like the commentators were saying, like watching the replays, because I couldn't. It didn't really. The view I got from live, it didn't seem that bad, but because he run and like he's just trying to stop the ball.
Yeah.
Like he runs straight through the legs.
Yeah, I think that was the problem.
Yeah.
So from what I understand, the letter of the law is if you are putting pressure on someone who kicks the ball, if you contact their legs like that, it's always a penalty. But it's never a sin bin. And that's the reason why I got so pissed off about it. Because I think there was a game earlier this year where I think Harry Grant did it and he actually got sin binned. But there's been other games throughout the year on different occasions where something like that has happened, but it's just been on report, penalty, and wherever the ball lands is where the penalty is taken. But for whatever reason, it was a sin bin on Saturday night. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. Now, I can live with the penalty. I've got no problem with it being a penalty. Fair enough, right? The rules are the rules. But I thought a sin bin was a tough call, and it just shows that rule itself is inconsistent. So I thought that was tough, and the boys had to defend with 12 men for about 10 minutes, which I believe they scored 2 tries in that period, but we got one back right before Burns came back on. I think it was Semi Valame's try. So, yeah, a little bit annoying, to be honest. A little bit annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very costly.
Definitely stung. And then obviously towards the end, I think, we ran out of gas a little bit because it was 32-24. Then the Jeremiah Nanai no try happened, which would have made it 32-30 with 8 to go. Plenty of time to steal the game. Ends up being a no try. Then they scored with Payne Haas like 2 minutes later. And then it was, 38-24, and then Burns got one late to make it 38-30. But if that Jeremiah Nanai try had been awarded, I think we're looking at either a late win or a golden point game, to be honest.
Well, the Nanai try and at least one of their forward passes ruled a forward pass and a no try. Like it's looking a very different game.
Yeah, I'm with you. We could have won.
Like the atmosphere, like it was awesome game. Like it was, such a back and forwards. You as soon as we hit front and then we were behind again. It was a great game to be at. It was a lot of noise.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a bit short in the end there, but the fight was there. We never gave up. That was what really impressed me the most.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And I'm glad it was a close game. But the thing that annoys me, and we've spoken about it all year, defense. We conceded 38 points. Like, as mad as I am with some of the referee calls, like the 4 passes, the no try to Nanai, at the end of the day, we conceded 38 goddamn points. So the more I thought about it, the more I thought probably don't deserve to win if we're going to concede 38 points. But yeah, tough loss, to be honest. Tough way to go out.
Yeah, well, it's a good way to look at it, actually. Conceding that amount of points is a very good point. That kind of defence, and it's been the story
of the whole year.
All year, it's been when we've won, we've still had a lot of points scored against us. When we've lost, we've had a lot of points scored against us.
You're right. That's correct. Anyway, so we move on from that disappointing game. Who would you say was our best player on the weekend from that loss to the Broncos?
Or Drinky.
Drinking?
Yeah, he was just everywhere.
I'd probably go JT. Thought he was great. I think he had about 200 meters. He was great. He actually ran more meters than Payne Haas.
Yeah, right.
Payne Haas only ran for 149 meters. He played 64 minutes. JT, on the other hand, played 51 minutes, ran for 199 meters.
Fuck.
I thought Jace was good. And, you know, we've spoken about his minutes a lot over the last 6 months, but 51 minutes, 199 meters. Like, if we can just give Jace another 10 minutes on the field, if we can get Jace playing 60 minutes a game, he'll average 200 meters a game. He will.
Yeah.
He's that good of a player. Just got to keep him fit.
55, 60 minutes, 55 being the minimum.
Yeah.
And just you roll with the game. But,
yeah,
you know, if we're losing this putting him on ice kind of thing, yeah, fair enough. If we're miles in front,
yeah, get him off.
Yeah, have an early shower.
Get him off. Yeah. Like, obviously, there's so many ways you could use Jace, but I'd be starting him for the first 25 minutes, getting him off, getting him back on around the 50th minute. So that's about 50 minutes a game. So give him the first 25 minutes straight of the first half, get him off the field, and then get him on about 10 minutes into the second half and leave him on for the rest of the game. 55 minutes a game. There you go. Jace, you know, or if you want to put him on earlier, whatever. But 50 to 60 minutes a game is what he should be playing. Without a doubt. Out of doubt. But yeah, he was great in the weekend. He was great. All right. Moving on. Now, we might as well talk about the season it was. I mean, we're not going to go for every game because we'll be here to fucking midnight. But let's just talk about what was your favorite win of the entire year and what you reckon was our worst loss. So, you know, obviously we had some bad ones early on and we had a bit of a run and we had some shocking losses, a couple of nice little wins here and there. What would you say was your favorite win of the whole year?
Probably going to have to be Perth.
Perth?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's being somewhere we hadn't been before. It wasn't an easy game.
No, it wasn't.
You know, we come from behind. So it was pretty special, sort of, you know. And I think we'd only just sort of started coming good too.
Yeah, I think that was our third win in a row.
Yeah.
For me, I've sort of got like two answers to this. My favorite win of the entire year was probably the game against Penrith back in round 5 at Combank. Nobody thought we would win that game. We learnt Ruben Cotter was ruled out an hour before the game due to sickness, and we end up beating the Panthers at Combank 22-18. That was our first ever win at Combank as well, and that was the game where Hess absolutely destroyed Cleary, put him on his ass.
Yeah.
So that was probably my favorite win of the year. My favorite game that I attended was probably Perth, I think. I don't think anything could beat Perth, but that would be mine, I would say. And worst loss, Callan? Well, what do you reckon was our worst loss? We had some bad ones, but what do you think was our worst?
Wasn't the worst, but it was sort of the beginning, and being there at Magic Round, losing to the Warriors, I thought was pretty painful.
That was a painful.
The Manly round 1 was, there was a lot more painful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that was sort of like the beginning of the end, really.
I've got to say the game against the Roosters, that was diabolical.
Oh yeah, that was
That
pretty
was
painful.
bad.
Yeah.
That was such a bad game. I remember sitting there and I'm like this, my head down. I look up on the fucking screen. There's my face on the whole fucking stadium. Everyone's looking at me like that, head down and all. And it was on Channel 9 and all. It was pretty funny. But that Roosters game was diabolical. 42-8. Yes, I know we had I think Cotter was rested and Robson was rested, but there was a good enough team on that day to have a crack, and we just didn't. So, a Roosters game was diabolical. To be honest, that was an awful game to be at. And I guess, you know what? The other one I would say is Shark Park. Fuck that. Shark Park. That was awful. Awful place to get to. Awful stadium. It was God, it was about to flood. There was puddles everywhere. The microphones are in the fucking under the water. It was diabolical, Cronulla. Roosters and Sharks for me. 2 worst games of the year.
Melbourne wasn't that great either. Like, it's a good venue and all that, but it was freezing cold. Our playing effort was pretty ordinary.
The Melbourne one I could live with because we were massive underdogs, never given a chance in that game, and we did make a bit of a comeback. And I thought we're coming to get them there at one point, and then they sort of blew us out. The scoreline, I don't believe, reflected the game. I remember that Melbourne game. I remember it was 24-4. Then we got 2 quick ones, and it was 24-14. And then they scored one, and then it was like Melbourne were up 30-14. There was still a little bit of time, but it was like it was going to be very hard. But for me, nothing comes close to that Roosters and Sharks game. That was diabolical. Oh, yuck. To the football gods out there, when the draw comes out in November or late October, please do not schedule us at Shark Park.
Well, if we do play at Sharks Park, don't go there and go to a home game.
I've got to go to the away games, but Shark Park, I pray we don't play there. It's fucking awful. But you know what? They will schedule us at Shark Park because of the Paul Green medal and everything behind it. So I have no doubt we'll be playing there again. But I just hate the place. I love having a whinge about it. That's all it is.
Yeah, I probably won't go there again. That'll be another one scratched off the list. Well, I'm not about going to every away game. I'm just about going to lots of games and going to every stadium.
Yeah.
So why waste a fucking shit stadium? And it's tough on the old pocket going to every single. I'd love to go to every away and every home game.
Yeah, I wish I could do every game, but would not be able to afford that. I can tell you that. Fuck that. No chance. All right. I just want to give a honourable mention to the game against the Tigers at Leichhardt a couple of weeks ago. That was one that I really enjoyed. Ending their season officially, ruling them out. So that was another game I really enjoyed it this year at Leichhardt Oval. Actually, didn't even mind Leichhardt this year. It was a better experience than it was last year when we were there and getting destroyed by everybody. But this year was a bit better. So pretty happy with that. All right.
Yeah, I fucked up going on a Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday nights are the worst, I reckon.
You can't predict what the weather's going to be because I don't buy me I don't plan me trip the week before, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, should have had a little bit better pre-thought about going on a Thursday night game because looking at that, the attendance of that Tigers game,
Yeah.
Looked pretty special.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts. I'll be honest, it was nuts. Now, some news that broke yesterday. A lot of people didn't see it coming. The Cowboys are farewelling 7 players. So obviously Jordan McLean retiring, Reece Robson going to the Sydney Roosters, Sammy Valame going to the Castleford Tigers over in the Super League, Tom Duffy going to the Broncos, Jamal Shibasaki, I believe, is also going to the Broncos to play with his brother, and you got Emali Batungane, who debuted against the Sharks earlier this year, and Nick Lanez, who debuted against Parramatta. They're all leaving. Did you expect this many players to be departing, Callum?
No idea. Where's the Marley going?
Not sure. That one I don't know. But he's leaving. Nick Lanez is leaving. Jamal's going. Those 3 were probably a bit of a surprise to everybody, I reckon.
Right, Nick, he only just had his debut, didn't he?
Yeah, against Parramatta. Yeah, not sure where he's going. But, yeah, they're all going. So, yeah, not sure where everyone's headed. But I think Jamal's going to the Broncos. I'm pretty sure he's going to the Broncos because his brother plays for him, so it makes sense. But, yeah, Marley and Nick, I'm not sure where they're heading. I have no idea. Bit of a surprise, though, isn't it? I would have kept the Marley if we could. I don't know why. I don't know why he's going. Love to know the reasoning behind that one, but I was really liking Marley. Thought he was playing well. So I don't know if that was a coach thing. I don't know if it was a club thing. I don't know if it was a personal thing for him. I got absolutely no idea. But
the minutes the guy got played, in hardly ever being picked, and then very little minutes. Very hard to, if you do want to fight a case to be kept, it's pretty hard.
Yeah, not exactly sure the whole scenario behind it, but I know for a fact that we are trying to sign a couple of players for next year. We're really keen on that Rabbitohs young prop, Davey Mawali. I know we're real keen on him, but so are the Eels, so are the Warriors. So maybe those forwards leaving is what's going to bring him into the club. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, I find it a bit strange that we're letting go of a couple of young kids. I'm not sure what the go is behind that. It's a bit strange.
Yeah, we don't mind losing a few players if you got something better coming, but
yeah.
Well,
strange. I imagine there's someone's coming. If we're going to let go of them, I'd imagine so. So, I mean, Sennett Smith could be coming. David Mawali could be coming. The rest, who else is coming? I've got no idea, but they're the 2 names that have been talked about at the moment. So I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But a bit sad to see Amali go because I like him. I thought he was good. And the Jamal one I can understand because his brother's at the Broncos and his family's up in Brisbane, so I can sort of understand that. And Jamal's probably behind a few players as well. He's like, you got Jeremiah Nanai in front of him, Lukey to come back, Bateman, O'Donnell. Jamal's probably thinking that he's not going to get much of a chance.
Yeah.
I can understand it. And the Broncos do lack some back rowers. So, fair enough, I guess.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But good luck to all the players that are leaving. We hope you all go well. Wish you all the best. All right. Now, last night was the Cowboys 2025 awards night. Some of the results probably don't surprise you, Callum, from the award night last night.
Yeah, well, the Dearden especially was no surprise.
Yeah, so we'll start with the player of the year, where I think the players vote for it individually at the club. So Tom Dearden is the player of the year. He joins Jason Tamalolo as the only Cowboy to receive players player 3 times. That's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I think Dearden's going to break that record too. I think he's going to win it a lot more times and then over the next couple of years.
Well, he just never gives up, mate. If 17 other men gave the effort that he gives, man, we'd never lose.
Nah, 100%. And the rookie of the year went to Robert Derby. Again, no disrespect to Robert. There wasn't a whole lot of competition for the rookie of the year. So I think Robert was always going to win this award. I read the comment section on social media. A lot of negative comments towards Robert Derby, which I think are a bit ridiculous. But besides the errors, Robert Derby had a pretty good year.
Yeah, I thought he was pretty good. Like, you've got to give I don't know what the expectation is with most people, thinking that just because a guy is good enough to play first grade, that he's never ever going to make a mistake.
Yeah. Yeah, unbelievable.
So,
but yeah,
I think the guy's best footy is definitely ahead of him.
He's only a kid.
And I don't think it's that too far ahead of him, to be honest.
No, I don't. He's only a kid. He's got a lot to learn. He's going to get better the more he plays. So all the hate comments, just sit back and hop on the journey and just watch him go about his business. He's a great young kid. And obviously, the Paul Bowman medalist, Cowboy of the Year, Tom Dearden. I mean, we already spoke about Tom Dearden, but do you think there was anyone that was, close to winning besides Tom Dearden? Drinkwater?
Yeah, I reckon Drinky would probably be he always gives everything as well. He's especially when we're trying to that comeback. He's him and Dearden. They're trying to get their hands on every play, and they get on the other side, get set up, get ready to go again.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that there's been a few players. I reckon Cohen Hess is another one who had a great season. He probably would have went close as well.
Yeah, I forgot about Hesse. Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, I think those 3 were probably our best this year. Dearden, Drinkwater, Cohen Hess, probably our 3 best players this year. I think I could probably give an honorable mention to guys like Murray Talangi, who was going good on the wing there. Purdue, again, outstanding in the centers. Couple of unsung heroes like Harrison Edwards. He had a really good year defensively. Griffin named before he got injured. Another one who was going good. So, there are probably some guys that deserve a bit of a rap. I thought had a good year.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's do some footy tipping for the weekend, and then we'll get to a couple of fan questions. And we'll get on out of here. So round 27, that starts tonight. Now, there's a couple of big games this weekend, obviously finals and all that sort of stuff. Finals, implications. So tonight's game, you got the Broncos up against the Melbourne Storm up at Suncorp. It's sold out. If the Broncos win, they lock in that fourth position. Who do you reckon wins tonight's game, Callan?
Storm.
Yeah, I'm going Storm as well, but I think it'll be tight. Friday night at Brookvale Oval in Manly, we've got the Manly Seagulls and the New Zealand Warriors. Ooh, I'm going to go Manly in that one. Friday night, 8 o'clock from Allianz Stadium. The Roosters take on the Rabbitohs.
Roosters.
Yeah, Roosters for me as well. Saturday, 3 o'clock at Wynn Stadium. The Dragons against the Panthers. The Panthers are playing everybody.
Panthers.
Yeah, Panthers win well. 5:30 Saturday on the Gold Coast. The Titans take on the Tigers. If the Titans win, they could avoid the spoon, depending on Newcastle. I'm going to go to the Gold Coast.
Yeah, I'll go to Gold Coast Titans.
Yeah. Saturday night, 7:30 game. Bulldogs and the Sharks. If the Broncos get beat tonight and the Sharks win on Saturday, the Sharks will finish top 4.
I'm going to go Sharks.
So am I. I reckon Sharks win as well. Sunday, Dolphins and the Raiders at KO Stadium in Redcliffe. Raiders are resting about 10 players. Now, if the Roosters get beaten by the Rabbitohs, the Dolphins can make the 8 over the Roosters if they win by about 12, 14 points.
Who's playing? Sorry?
Dolphins and the Raiders at Redcliffe. Raiders rested about 10 players.
Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins for me. And Sunday, 4 o'clock. What a terrible way to end the season. Parramatta Eels versus Newcastle Knights. Yuck.
No.
Yuck.
Parramatta.
Parramatta for me as well. What a disgusting game that is. Goodness me. All right, a couple of fan questions, and then we're going to get on out of here. If you guys weren't able to do it on Instagram, you can put it in the live chat quickly. Got a couple on Instagram to answer quickly. Jason Reader, what is your grand final prediction, guys, if the top 8 stays as it is? Well, I'm going to go with the Raiders and Panthers. Raiders to win the comp. What about you, Callum?
I'm going Raiders to win the comp, and I'm going Raiders Storm grand final.
Ooh, that'd be a good game. Can you imagine the Sydney media if it was 2 teams outside of Sydney playing in the grand final? They'd have the biggest sook of all time. They would. Ryan Fiend says, where is Marley and Nick Linez going next year? Well, I don't know. We can predict where they're going to go if you want, Ryan. Just to give you an answer, I'm going to predict that Marley will go to the Dolphins. I don't know why. I'm going to predict Dolphins for Marley and for Nick. I think Nick's from Sydney, so
yeah, he is. Yeah.
Or I'm going to say Cronulla, just to have a guess. No idea. What about you, Callan? You want to have a guess as well?
Nah.
I got no idea either. No idea. All right. Quick one here from Ben. Ben wants to know, hey guys, what is your expectation next season since this year was such a debacle? Mate, if we're not in the top 8 next year, the coach will be gone and there'll be a fucking clean out if we don't make the 8 next year. Now, we've got to talk about it, but we might as well talk about it now. Todd Payton has sacked his entire coaching staff. He's getting a new assistant coaches and everything. There's a bit of a change up there. Do you think Todd needed to do that? Bring in some new guys?
Oh, absolutely. It'd be lunacy if he didn't. If everything the way we went and you change nothing, like it'd be what the fuck? What are we doing here? Why are we sticking with this bloke? And we think everything's gonna be rosy, no big signings, change bugger all, stick with the head coach. So I'm glad that everything underneath him has changed. But I'm like, if he doesn't make the 8, I hope he's definitely gone.
Yeah. I've heard a rumor that there's going to be a clause added to Todd's contract where make the 8 or you're not going to have a job next year. That's going to be on the clause from what I understand. So pressure's on. But to be honest, with the team that we have, the roster that we got, we shouldn't be going this fucking bad next year. We've got to be up in the top 8. I don't care if it's 8th spot. We've got to be in the top 8 next year.
Yeah, I'll go 8. I won't go too dramatic. I'll just say, I think we'll finish 8th spot next year.
I'll say 6. I think we can get a home final in week 1 and then have to travel after that. So, I'm going to say 6. But, that's about it, I believe. Thank you, guys, everyone that watched the podcast this year. Me and Callan really appreciate it. We're going to change things up a bit next year. We might get another person on as well. Have maybe 2 or 3 of us on the podcast. Change things up next year. It's gonna be a bit different next year, I reckon, the podcast. But thank you to everyone that watched it this year. We appreciate it. Obviously, very a down year for the Cowboys, but me and Callan have enjoyed coming on here usually every Wednesday or Thursday afternoon and talking Cowboys with all you guys. So thank you everyone that watched the podcast this year.
Yeah. Thanks, Nick. Thanks everyone for tuning in every week, watching us, supporting us. It's been a lot of fun doing this with Nick. Being able to, extend my passion for the Cowboys to a whole new level.
And your opinion and everything else. And, we've had some debates this year, Callum. We've had some good debates about, the whole season, I guess, a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's been good.
A lot of fun. Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe. Check out Khan's channel if you haven't already. We are going to get on out of here now. We're going to go and enjoy the off season for us. We're going to sit back and watch the finals. And like I said, we won't do another podcast this year unless we get some major news that's worth doing a podcast over. But thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. See you guys in the next one.
Stay safe.